Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we're talking Halle Bailey and DDG. There is an update on their court hearing that they had today at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is coming courtesy of Cousin Tino at Tino is Funny on Twitter, also known as X. He was also at the previous court hearing that had some details that came out later to be confirmed once the court documents hit. So we're going to go over what he tweeted. And he tweeted the following: courtroom update, DDG versus Halle Bailey custody case. And it says, today's date, June 26, 2025, Los Angeles Court. The Judge Honorable Birdsong, fresh out of the courtroom for the continuation of the DDG versus Halle Bailey custody case over visitation rights with their son Halo. Here's what went down. The hearing picked up right where it left off. DDG is scheduled to visit Halo in Italy July 1st through July 3rd, so next week. So previously, this is different though we'll talk about it after the fact. Judge Birdsong immediately asked DDG's legal team if they secured a court-approved supervisor for the international visit. DDG's lawyer said that they reached out to multiple supervision services. That doesn't sound good, but only found a therapist willing to supervise. Halle's lawyer countered and said that he contacted local authorities in Italy who offer detectives and private security for these type of situations. DDG's team requested why a chaperone was needed. The judge referenced the protective filings made by Halle's team. You've had a restraining order against you since May. Make it make sense. Halle's side offered her nanny and personal security to serve as chaperones. DDG's team requested that if the nanny participates, she can't testify in future court hearings. Oh my gosh. Wow. What does the nanny know? The nanny must have some tea. The judge agreed that the nanny and chaperone could chaperone. Halle's lawyer expressed concern, stating that the nanny is afraid to be alone with DDG, reinforcing the need for security. The judge approved both the nanny and security to be present during the visit. The court ruled that Halle Bailey will cover travel and time costs for her nanny and security team for this visitation trip. Has DDG paid for anything as it pertains to this child? Halle's just been covering all of it, man. And it says, regarding the visitation hours, Halle's team proposed 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and DDG's lawyer requested 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. instead. The judge approved 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, no overnights, due to the chaperone limitations and existing protection orders, because the existing protection orders, DDG hasn't been allowed since May to have any overnight visits. Both parties agreed to share hotel location info. Oh, this is about to be a mess. DDG is required to stay within reasonable distance of Halle's lodging in Italy. Regarding social media, Halle's lawyer requested no photos or videos of Halo to be posted by DDG. He also asked that DDG's mom not post or be present during visitation. Judge allowed DDG's mom to attend, stating that she hasn't been legally restricted and there's no active motion to bar her. However, DDG is restricted from taking Halo outside a 3-mile radius of the hotel. The future court dates are remote mediation, August 8th, 2025. So I'm under the impression that Halle is still going to remain having physical, sole, and legal custody up until this point. And she's had it since May. The next court hearing will be August 20th, 2025. 5. And so again, this person allegedly was in the courtroom, and just a couple of other pieces. Somebody asked whether or not DDG composed Halo, and Cousin Tino said no, he is not allowed to, unfortunately, but the mother can if she wants to. And so then somebody else was freaking out about the fact that the next hearing isn't until August. And so Cousin Tino said, yes, lawyers had other engagements to tend to, plus one of them will be on vacation the first 2 weeks of August. The court was initially trying to have the hearing on July 23rd or August 6th. So it sounds like there's some other, conflicts that are happening there. And so for anybody who is questioning this particular source as well, because they previously were, like I said, they were the ones who were at the previous court hearing for DDG and Halle Bailey, right? So they were there the last time, and they had mostly everything that had happened as far as, the court hearing last time. That was a few days ago. And so what happened was they said, now this is what they said, because I think what I read was the actual Billboard article. So I read the Billboard article, and but mostly what happened in court a couple of days ago, Cousin Tino had. What do I think about this? I think the nanny knows something. I think the nanny's definitely got some tea out here, because why would she be afraid to be alone with DDG? And these are the questions you guys need to be asking. Why would the nanny be afraid to be alone with DDG? And how is it that the nanny now, because she's going to be the chaperone, how is it now she's going to be restricted from future court hearings? But if something happens or something crazy is said that is harmful to Halo or harmful to Halle, that needs to be included in the court proceedings. So that was an interesting ruling. But the win is that Halle still, through all of this, through at least really till effectively the end of August, it sounds like, she's still going to have custody of Halo, which this gives her and her legal team more time to prepare for their case, to show all of the instances of where, the sister has recently liked a messy post alleging that, Halle Bailey was a crackhead, where the brother, Dub, has talked greasy about her and his own nephew, where the mom has called Halle a liar, as, tried to taunt her and stuff on Snapchat. It's not the fact that she's posting, she's posting with, like, the taunting that I think is what Halle Bailey's issue is. And nonetheless, I think that's where her concern lie. But as of now, in the original paperwork, there was nothing that was restricting DDG's mom in terms of her actually seeing Halo. The issue was just she couldn't be considered the person to be the actual chaperone. But this is going to be interesting, because I still think there needs to be an unbiased third party there. An unbiased third party there that can give a actual report to submit to the courts. So that way, because that's to the benefit of both DDG and Halle Bailey. That's a benefit in that if somebody is independent that is there, an independent, person to say, hey, everything went smooth this visit. There was no arguing. There was no drama. There was no this. There was no that. But if there isn't already an established comfortability with Halle Bailey's nanny and security, and the nanny already doesn't want to be alone with DDG under any circumstances, and security has to be present, how is this supposed to work? How is this supposed to work? And then you're going to have DDG and his people, his mom and his security. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I like this, y'all. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be an independent person there. There needs to be an independent person there to evaluate the entire situation. But ultimately, although this was granted, we ultimately have to see, if all of this is going to be followed through. Because what we don't want to happen is a situation where DDG doesn't end up seeing Halo and Halle Bailey's information of what hotel and what place she is staying at to film this movie is shared out to the public. Or a situation where DDG is streaming at the location, because if he can still be within a 3-mile radius of the hotel and everything else, that's dangerous still to Halle Bailey. Even though he can't stream Halo, he can stream where he's at. And he always streams where he's at because he streams 24/7. So that still, I feel like, I don't know if the judge fully understands that some of this is not safe. Some of this is not safe because number one, and here's the thing too, right? You're not in the United States. So there's already different levels of security and protection that you have to already be on high alert about because you're not in your home country. Different countries have their own sets of rules and regulations, you guys. So I don't know how I feel about this now. Yes, Halle ultimately is getting the win long term because basically she can show the court that all this time that she has had sole physical and legal custody, there's not been any issues, the child has not been endangered, and the child's been safe, and she's been able to successfully work as well as raise her son. The concern, though, is some of these parameters that are in place with this visitation. I really think the judge should have hammered home on really having an independent third party there. Or if they couldn't find anybody in this short of a notice in Italy, fly somebody in from California. Fly in the therapist or fly in somebody that could have been able to attend to this, since the visitation is supposed to be by starting next Tuesday. Like I feel like, I don't know, I'm a little concerned because DDG's got new camera people, he's got his own security, and I don't know. I'm just concerned about how all of this is going to go. Yes, Halle's people, her own nanny, her own security will be there, but I have a feeling they're going to be outnumbered in one way or the other. And like I said, since DDG is already streaming his entire Paris trip and Paris Fashion Week and everything else, that is going to be more of the same when he gets to Italy. He's going to film wherever he eats at. He's going to film wherever hotel he is staying at. And all he has to do is just be on the street that Halle Bailey's hotel's at. And that can send in, the crazies. And you already have fans that have a parasocial relationship with you. So imagine people who are not from here that are, just looking to stalk somebody and find out where somebody is. And now you're putting your child's mother and your son in danger. Like that's how I think when you're out of town and you don't have, some of the comforts and things surrounding you. Like, I'm just hoping and praying all of this goes well. And that DDG actually shows up to these visits, because he's been approved for visits since May, you guys. He has just chosen not to schedule any. But now that he has, basically closed in on Halle Bailey and is in her territory, is in close proximity to her, now it's like, oh, well, I guess I can see my son now after Paris Fashion Week is over. But you had ample time to see Halo when Halle was in Los Angeles this entire time. But no, you were too busy you had to go do Streamer University, Streamer Prom, sponsored by Popeyes, DreamCon, the A&P pool party, another pool party in Houston, like just all these things. All of these things, a trip in Hawaii, your Six Flags with India Love, like all of this other stuff, y'all. So nonetheless, that is it, and that is all for this video. If there's any other updates, or if there's something else that comes out in the court documents to speak on, we will for sure do an update on this case, you guys. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.